Good evening, Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025. Commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047 in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty. Before we start our session, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, before we start our commemorations, we have with us Christina Kidin from Nigeria. She is a social worker. And as they have these network issues, so we will take up her session first. And then we will move on to commemorations. So, Christina. You will be seeing a form. Do not close that form. Just minimize that registration form so that everyone can fill up. And after your session, once we remove the co-host option, you can also fill the form if you haven't filled the registration. So kindly do not close. Just minimize the form. Yeah, now you can unmute yourself, start your video and start your presentation. Christina, can you hear me? Christina, unmute yourself, start your video and presentation. If you have any technical issue, let us know.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good evening, Christina. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pleased to be here. This is Christiana from Nigeria. I thank you so much, Dr. Ravindra, for this opportunity to present.
Christina. Your video is off.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, I have been denied access. Can I have access to the video?
No, you can start now.
Okay.
Do
Thank
you
you
have
very
any
much.
PPT?
Am I audible enough? No. But I've sent the abstract.
Okay. Then you can continue orally.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Ravindra. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Afternoon from Nigeria. My name is Christiana Kibun. I'm a clinical social worker, presently practicing in the field of mental health and psychosocial support. For my details, I have my work address as Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Kaduna, Nigeria. And I have been practicing for the past decade, and I have been a member of this honorable group. And I want to thank the coordinator for always giving us opportunity to learn and share knowledge. Thank you very much, Dr. Ravindra. So I want to discuss on the topic, the relationship between mental health and social media, which is becoming a serious issue, especially amongst the growing population of our youths today and even adults. I want to start a way of introduction to look at what social media is, and then how it is being used. Social media can simply be seen as those platforms for communication, which is meant to positively impact our communication and social networking. But also it has been misused by a larger group of population, thereby impacting our health and well-being negatively. So today we'll look at the relationship between mental health and the social media. And my subtitle is Understanding the Impact of Digital Life on Psychological Well-being. This presentation is made by my humble self, Christiana Kigun, on the 8th of April. Social media is a dominant part of our modern life, as we all know. It influences how we communicate, express ourselves, and relate to others. It has also helped facilitate communication and build networks and communication life in a positive way. I have the liberty to interact on this platform because of the benefit of having a social media platform. I have a lot of connections all over the world. I'm from Nigeria and I'm based in Nigeria, but I have connections in India. I have connections in the United States of America. I have connections all over the world because of the benefit and importance of social media. So it is not negative. It is not meant to it's meant to improve our life and well-being, but also it has its negative side if not used properly. So it is said that how it impacts our mental well-being is the overuse of it and not knowing where to put a stop or to put limitations. The objective of this presentation is to explore the impact of social media on our mental health, understand both positive and negative impact of, understand both positive and negative effects of social media. Also, sorry, please, I'm setting up the screen to make it easier for you to use. So, yeah. So I think it is to explore the impact of social media on our mental health, understand both positive and negative effects on our mental health, and also to present strategies for healthy social media use, encourage mindful digital habits. Also, we will look at what the mental health is. We say it's a state of emotional, psychological, and social well-being, which involves coping with stress, productivity, and contribution to our society positively. Social media landscape. Billion users of social media worldwide averagely daily use 2.5 to 3 hours. Most popular platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and other social media. So we have a very large population that daily use social media. Positive impact of social media. We have building support communities, destigmatizing mental health or illness through the use of social media. Also, excuse me, encourage offline hobbies, promoting well-being in schools and workplaces. Sorry, I take that last part. Am I audible enough, please? Can I have a feedback?
Yes, Christina, please continue.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Ravindra. So the positive impact of social media are as follows: building support communities, like we talked about, social media giving us a platform to have connections all over the world, being able to relate and build social networks, build new friendships, and other avenues of learning that are beneficial. We also have the negative impacts of social media, which are as follows: social comparison and low self-esteem, cyberbullying and harassment. All of this happen through the social media. Social comparison and low self-esteem. We have different people we connect to on social media, and they showcase different forms of lifestyle. Even if they are not true, we get to see them and how we view ourselves. If we don't have good self-esteem, it has a way of influencing how we feel. So thereby inducing low self-esteem in a larger population, especially the young population, who mostly are found using social media indiscriminately. And we also have cyberbullying and harassment happening on the social media. We also have fear of missing out, so it keeps us longer on our social media platforms, thereby stealing or taking our time from other profitable ventures like studying for students, and then having the time to research and build our knowledge base. So addiction and dopamine dependency can also be learned via the social media, where people watch things, watch how, explore to know some of these drugs, interact with people, get wrong information about drugs, thereby making them more addicted to other forms of drugs. Then exposure to harmful contents like pornography and other contents that are not beneficial or are not age appropriate for users of the social media. We have younger people who go to who use social media a lot, so they get to be exposed to contents that are not appropriate to their age, and then they get wrong information about them. Most commonly are sexual content that pollute the minds of young people. So we also have who is mostly affected uh, um, by this issue of vice or impact of social media on our mental health. So we have adolescents who are identified as whose identity and who experience identity crisis and also peer pressure at that point. Then also the young adults who are supposed to be building their careers are also impacted negatively by this harm of social media impacting their mental health, making them unstable, making them mentally unstable to focus on their education, build capacity and career and their career path. So also professionals who experience burnouts and connectivity overload. Um, Professionals who dwell more on social media don't get to rest from their daily task, and then thereby reducing their time of rest and also impacting them negatively through burnout and connectivity overload. So the elderly are also not left out in this menace, where digital illiteracy challenges them in different ways. Psychological theories has it that psychological theories also like social comparison theory, cognitive behavioral models, dopamine feedback loops from notifications. So what the researchers say about this is Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and other social platforms are platforms that impact youth's mental health negatively. These are platforms that are meant to, that are supposed to impact us positively because they will give us opportunity to learn new things, build connections that are positive to us, but rather it is mostly abused by the younger population, thereby causing a negative impact. We have young people whose brains are still developing that stay longer hours on social media. They even sleep over chatting with friends, recording music, watching new latest things. So thereby not having a good or quality time to rest their brains, and it goes a long way in impacting them, impacting their mental health negatively. Also, research has it that 1 week break in Harvard School has been proven to uh, um, provide 27% improvement in mood. So lack of rest has a way of impacting human mood negatively, making them very either aggressive or experiencing low mood. But research has proven that with quality rest from either being on the social media, it gives you a greater percent of experiencing improved quality of health, thereby improving your quality of life too. So Pew Research has 64% teens report negative mental impact due to use of social media. Of course, long stay on the social media affects mental health negatively. And then limiting time used on social media leads to lower loneliness and depression. So what this means is that the longer we stay on social media, we reduce the time of connection and building relationships. Interpersonal relationships suffer. So people tend to gradually deteriorate or gradually become lonely as a result of isolating themselves on social media. Yes, we interact with other people on social media, but we lose out or we miss that chance of having a one-on-one physical interactions with loved ones, friends, and other social circle. And strategies for healthier engagement is to limit screen time and use wellness features, curative positive feeds, take digital detox, seek therapy or support if needed. And then the role of parents and institutions is to teach digital literacy, encourage offline hobbies, promote well-being and schools, promote well-being in schools and workplaces. Platforms responsibility. The platform responsibility is to improve, moderate, and filters contents in their various sites, which seem impossible, but if if this is serious and it's worth changing, it can be done. Then also design humane algorithms, promote credible information. And then in conclusion, social media is a powerful tool. It can support or harm mental health depending on its usage. Mindfulness, balance, and education are key. We have some recommendations, which is already sent with the content. And then I want to end here by saying thank you very much for the opportunity to share this knowledge. And I urge us to look at this, then try to educate people on the dangers of social media usage on our mental health. Thank you very much for your rapt attention. Any question, please, or comment?
Congratulations, Christina. So you have seen,
Thank you very much. Dr.
you are very well presented. So how,
Thank you very much.
you have rightly pointed out, how social media can be used for both productive purpose, constructive positivity, and also in the same way it can be used for a destructive purpose, and for other wrong
Absolutely.
reasons also. So very well presented. So
Thank you.
especially in countries like African countries, where we have a lot of social problems. How do you see social media as and influencers on social media, how they are impacting, whether positively or negatively? Could you share some case studies like that, or some influencers where they are contributing negatively or positively from your experience?
Yes, please. Thank you very much, Dr. Abindra, for that question. Just like we saw in the discussion, social media can impact us positively, and also it can be a powerful tool and also a destructive tool, depending on how we choose to use it. I come from Nigeria. Let me use a scenario in my country. Presently we are battling the issues of with issues of drug abuse amongst young people. Some of these drugs are drugs that are not produced in this country. Some of the vices we experience, like we have amongst, we struggle with amongst young people and even adults, are mostly promoted on the social media. And then a lot of people get to learn more about newer drugs, newer negative behaviors through the social media. That's on the negative part. So we, just like I said in the discussion, that the social media platforms have given us, or are meant, the positive aspect of it is these are platforms that have given us opportunity to build positive connections you can attest to it, Prof, that you never knew me anywhere. If not for this platform, there's no how we would have connected, maybe, or if God wills it, we would have connected somehow. And also, this platform is helping us to engage positively, as well as networks. The social media have also provided platforms for negative connections. We have stories of crimes that are committed through social media connections. I have a case, a known case, that of a lady who came in contact with a male friend through a Facebook, and he invited her over to Lagos, and she left home and went to Lagos. Nobody knew. The next story we had, because her father was a commissioner of police, retired. After some days, nothing was heard about her. And then as they get into search, they discovered that she was lured by an online user who lured her to Lagos, robbed her because she was a student, a master's student in another state, and also engages in business. So he lured her to Lagos, lodged her in a hotel, robbed her over resources, killed her, and removed some of her body organs. So her body was found eventually. This connection was on the social media. Also, we have had instances, personal instance of connecting with very good people on the social media who have impacted us positively. They have helped shape our lives. And I connected with you, Dr. Ravindra, Mary Florence, who has become not just a friend. She has not seen me, I have not seen her, but we have connected on this platform, and we address ourselves as sisters. She addresses me, and she has introduced me to other very good people whom she introduces me to as her sister from Africa. And I cannot overemphasize the benefit of this platform in terms of knowledge, impact. So these are the two scenarios I want to present, positive and negative scenarios that has happened due to social media usage. And looking at the impact on mental health, you can only imagine the trauma on the family of this deceased student. Not just losing their child, but seeing and knowing that their child was killed and her body organs was harvested is enough trauma for a family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christina. As you rightly pointed out, we have a lot of opportunities. And as you rightly said, this platform has given so many people opportunities, and it has been giving continuously and will give more opportunities for utilize and for encouraging students, scholars, and various professionals, experts, for sharing the knowledge. And as you rightly said, how we use the technology, how we use the social media, that depends. And today, network is net worth, right? So if
Yes,
we
sir.
know more people, then we can get more work done. I mean,
Absolutely.
even in terms of sharing knowledge. So if we know more
Yes.
people, if we can reach more people, then we can share knowledge to more people. So
Yes.
this is the power of social media, but
Yeah.
we should use it in a very rightful purpose, so that
Yes.
will help not only us, but everyone by utilizing that knowledge. So very well,
Absolutely.
thank you very much for coming all the way and joining us. Yesterday only this presentation was scheduled, but due to technical issues, she could not present yesterday. But glad that you were continuous efforts for the presentation. You have completed it today. Uh,
Thank
so
you very much,
wish you
Dr.
all the
Ravindra, and thank you
success.
for the opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So, participants, if you have any questions, queries, feedback, you can unmute yourself or raise your hand. Feel free to share, any one of you, if you are comfortable, or you can use chat box also if you are not able to unmute. That is also fine. If there are none, in the meanwhile, we can also move on and continue our commemoration. So, in case of any queries, you can continue to share. We'll take it up in the meanwhile. So, thank you, Christina, once again for joining us. We wish you all.
Thank you, Dr. Ravindra.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ravindra. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So now we will move on to today's commemorations after this wonderful session on social media. Today is commemorated as International Be Kind to Lawyers Day, falling on April 8th this year. It is all about showing lawyers in our lives the love and respect they deserve. A 2018 poll by Gallup found that lawyers received pretty average ratings for their honesty and ethical standards, and 51% yes, lawyers find themselves in the middle of many sticky situations, but that's part of their job. So let's take a moment today to recognize the great work they do and help us out of messes we get ourselves into. So today we have with us our Virendra Kumarji, who is also an advocate and RTA activist. So on this occasion, let's appreciate and express our gratitude on this International Be Kind to Lawyers Day on this occasion. And Steve Hughes, a public speaking coach, created International Be Kind to Lawyers Day in 2008. Hughes worked with many lawyers to enhance their presentation and public speaking skills, and found the general public had often negative thoughts about this profession. Whenever he explained, he worked with so many. So Hughes believed lawyers deserve our love, admiration, and respect, and at least one day out of 365. He chose the second Tuesday in April because it fell nicely between two other holidays that somewhat negative connotations. April Fool's Day on April 1st and US Tax Day on April 15th. Maybe he was attempting to make lawyers look good comparatively. Since this is an international day, the world has joined in on the commitment of setting aside one day for where we refrain from lawyers' jokes and attempt to range of niceties. In all seriousness, most of us have friends or family members who are lawyers. If you don't, you may be in the group or who may be represented by a lawyer, and we are sure they have represented you as well. Lawyers have always had our backs and done what they can do, get us out of hot water. And it's not all that difficult to join on the idea that they should be celebrated today. So if Virendra Kumarji is able to share, so before we continue with other commemorations, he can, talk for some time on the need and importance so that you can add value to this. Virendra Kumarji, if you are comfortable, you can just message yes or raise your hand. We can give you access. If you are comfortable. If you are able to share. Virendra Kumarji. Okay, maybe sir is unable to share at this moment. Maybe we can get back to him. maybe by the end of the session, if he is able to share, because this is just an unexpected thing. So we can't. So, yeah. So, what does it take to become a lawyer? I thought, if it was from them, it would be more appropriate. So, the common requirements to become a lawyer is to earn a Juris Doctor degree. Basically, here we have bachelor's and master's, and then doctor's degree. Pass a bar exam within the jurisdiction where the law will be practiced, uh, and successfully complete an ethics and character assessment. So this is in context of US, and in India it may be little different. Maybe we will see when uh, Virendra Kumarji shares information with us. And out of 45 American presidents, 26 were lawyers before holding our nation's highest office. And also South Dakota, the state where you can watch some favorite movies. So what's your favorite movie featuring a lawyer? And as the main character, there are certainly plenty to choose from. The most famous lawyer movie internationally is To Kill a Mockingbird, but some other good choices are The Firm, The Few Good Men, and Legally blonde, and many more. And don't forget to simply say thank you to the lawyers who have helped you in the past, whether they represented you in a legal proceeding, help you sort out of personal legal matters, or currently work alongside in your corporate setting. Today is the day to show them love. And depending on the types of law, the lawyers in your life practice, referring to your friends to them, is the greatest compliment you can give and would definitely be appreciated. Writing a glowing review on their social sites could also be fantastic boost to their business. So legal pads were first sold in 1888 when a paper mill worker began collecting the scraps of paper and turned them into pads cut to legal size. So the color yellow was originally chosen because the dye was less expensive and bleaching the paper white, but it also allowed the lawyers to differentiate notes from all other legal white documents. So lawyers were primary users of the legal pad size, that is 8.5 by 14. Today, many others use this size. In today's world of variety, legal pads come in various colors and are perforated or hole punched. The traditional yellow colored pad is also available in other sizes with so many options. Judges requested a notepad that had larger margins for better note taking, hence the larger left side margins you can see on legal pads today. So every year, lawyers sacrifices thousands of hours to pro bono work. Pro bono means without compensation. Yes, for free. Having lawyer in your court before you go to court is a good thing. Having someone you already know and can trust lessen the stress of legal situations. So take time today to show your appreciation for your lawyer friend and keep the relationship strong. And more common than not, people seek to practice law in order to help others. Their driving motivation is justice and they have ability to communicate and solve complex problems in order to bring it about. Today is also commemorated as International Feng Shui Awareness Day. International Feng Shui Awareness Day is celebrated on April 8th every year. This is a traditional ancient Chinese practice that uses energy to harmonize people with their environment. And many people in Asia and West believe in Feng Shui and consult specialists hoping to improve their wealth, life, happiness, and family. Some believe in turn to Feng Shui when building a house or making an important purchase. But when is Feng Shui exactly and how does it work? Feng Shui Awareness Day exists to help people understand this better. It's hard to say when Feng Shui originated, and there is a lot of debate about it. Before the Chinese invented the compass as a tool for divination, Feng Shui was used in astronomy to find out correlates between the humans and the rest of the universe. In China, according to the Yang Shao and Hongshan cultures, the earliest known evidence of use of Feng Shui was in 4000 BC, as the doors of the houses in bamboo were aligned with the asterism Yang Shai after the winter solstice. So, which made it possible for the houses to absorb heat through solar gain. Also, a grave at Puyang from around the same age that contains mosaics of a Chinese star map is oriented along a north-south axis, plus the presence of both square and round shapes in the grave and Hongshan site seem to suggest the Gaetan cosmography existed here before appearing in Shogu Xuanjiang text. So the oldest instruments used for Feng Shui were Luiran astrolabels, also known as Shi, two-sided boards with astronomical sightness that were used to determine the position and altitude of the stars and for divination. The earliest Shu were found inside tombs and the date between 278 BC and 209 BC. The markings on them are nearly identical to those found in first magnetic compasses. So the magnetic compass was first invented as early as Han Dynasty and Tang Dynasty around 206 BC. The traditional Feng Shui compass still used to this day is known as Leopak. Though even a common modern compass can be used as long as understand the differences, the needle points at the south magnetic pole, not the geographical one, and a practitioner uses it to determine the precise direction of a structure, place, or item, and it contains many formulas and information regarding its functions. Today is also commemorated as International Kids Yoga Day. Children worldwide can enjoy yoga too. Yoga helps children take a break from their usual school routines, which can get quite hectic. It's also an excellent way of letting them to be part of something bigger than themselves, which helps them stay grounded. Children in today's technologically advanced society frequently experiences excessive stimulation as they attempt to keep up with offline and online events. Today is an effective tool that calms the mind and body by focusing on the present. Also, diabetes and obesity are rising among children due to lack of exercise and poor diets. Yoga is an enjoyable kind of exercise that doesn't require most expensive equipment. So, yoga is a group of mental, physical, and spiritual practices that originated in ancient Asia. These practices aim to control and calm the mind. There are numerous schools of yoga in Jainism, Hinduism, and Buddhism. However, modern yoga is practiced worldwide, focuses not only spirituality but on posture-based physical fitness, stress relief, and relaxation. So, yoga is a group of mental, physical, and spiritual practices that originated in ancient India. These practices aim to control and calm the mind. There are numerous schools of yoga in Jainism, Hinduism, and Buddhism. However, modern yoga is practiced worldwide, focuses on spirituality, but on posture based physical fitness, stress relief, and relaxation. International Kids Yoga Day was created in 2016 by best selling author Teresa and Power to help children exercise their imagination by doing something fun and celebrating fitness. The first celebration of the day took place across 45 states in the US and 18 countries worldwide. Kids spent 5 minutes molding themselves into windmills, kites, flamingos, and other fun child friendly yoga poses. By 2022, the event has grown in popularity and spread to 33 countries around the globe. As an internationally recognized expert on children's yoga, Ms. Power encourages parents to practice yoga with their children. Children enjoy a stronger bond with their parents besides fitness benefit. She observes that relationships between parents and children improve when they engage in pleasurable and healthy activities. Ms. Power's other motivation is to make yoga accessible to kids no matter where they live, their financial situation, age, athletic abilities, and familiarity with yoga. She would like to see more children experience yoga because just 5 minutes a day of this exercise can positively impact their physical and mental state. More than 4,50,000 children, their parents, and teachers have enjoyed International Kids Yoga Day since its inception in 2016. Today is also commemorated as International Romani Day in UK, which is celebrated on April 8 each year. This annual day honors the first major international meeting of Romani delegates, which was held in April 1971 in Chelsea near London. The International Cultural Awareness Day celebrates Roma's culture and history, art, and valuable contributions of Roma to our societies. It's also a day to acknowledge and highlight the differences, challenges facing by the Romani population, one of the largest minority groups in Europe today. Even in modern times, the Romani people still battle systematic discrimination, poverty, and social exclusion. Today, International Romani Day is recognized by all European international organizations and institutions. Today is also commemorated as National Zoo Lovers Day in US. Celebrated on April 8th in the US brings all the zoo animal enthusiasts together to celebrate this significant day. Zoos are more than conservation sites for endangered species. They also provide educational, research, and entertainment purposes. We can trace the history of zoos back to 4000 BC. If you love animals, then this day is just for you. Visit a zoo nearby to find out favorite animals. You can also ask volunteer at zoo. In the 7th century BC, the Greeks had the habit of caging animals. Alexander the Great sent many animals caught on his military expeditions to Greece. The earlier Egyptian ancient zoos were kept mainly for public visitors and secondly used for research purposes during the 4th century BC. The Greeks were more concerned with the research and experiment of captivized animals. The Romans had two different animal collections for arena and research objectives. After the Roman Empire, zoos faced a downfall, but some private collections existed by Emperor Charlemagne in the 8th century and Henry I in the 12th century. King Philip VI had a menagerie in the Louvre, Paris in 1333. Many members of the House of Bourbon had animal collections at Versailles. Later in 1519, a zoo was discovered in Mexico, which habituated birds, mammals, and reptiles. It was maintained by 300 zookeepers in 1752, and the Imperial Menagerie was founded at the Schönbrunn Palace in Vienna as the first modern-day zoo. In 1828, 2 years after Zoological Society of London was founded, the collection was created in Regent's Park. By the mid-19th century. Zoos were established worldwide. Among the existing zoos of today, more than 40 zoos are 100 years old. Most of these old zoos are in Europe. Since the end of the World War II, there have been a fast and worldwide growth of zoos, many of which serve the purpose of public entertainment and economic gain rather than animal research. The exact number of animal collections across the world today is unknown, although it is believed to be in thousands. Today is also commemorated as Pygmy Hippo Day, internationally celebrated on April 8 to raise awareness about the endangered species of hippos. A pygmy hippo is smaller cousin of hippopotamus. They are an endangered species that are rapidly moving towards extinction. There are about 2,000 pygmy hippos left in the world, and these are mainly found in Ivory Coast, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. Pygmy hippos are about half the weight of the hippopotamus and weigh less than a quarter of a full-sized hippo. They are believed to have diverged from the common hippo about 10 million years ago. The name hippopotamus is derived from the Greek for river horse, which is apt description for the pygmy hippo, as it spends much of its time in rivers or swamps. Today, only two pieces of the hippopotamus are left in the world. One is a large, strong, amphibious hippopotamus, and the other is smaller, more terrestrial pygmy hippo hexaprodoton liverensis, whereas the fossil records reveal that there was a far greater number of species which were distributed over far larger area than it is associated with hippos today. The pygmy hippos were discovered in 1849, and in 1852 they were deemed unique enough to have their own genus, Cheropsis. However, in the 1970s, it was observed that they were similar to the fossil hippos included in Hexaprotodon, and during the 1990s, the pygmy hippo began to be viewed as a surviving member of the Hexaprotodon radiation. The oldest fossil of modern hippos, clade Hippotamen with hippomyid, is found in the upper Miocene of Eastern Africa. Arctic hippos, which are outside of the crown groups, do extend the record back somewhat further. So Kenyopotamus is known for the middle and upper Miocene of Kenya, Tunisia, and Ethiopia, and two additional taxa, Morotracheus from Uganda and Pulutherium are from Kenya, both from the lower Miocene. Today is also commemorated as National Empanada Day in US. Originally from Galicia, Spain, empanadas now exist in over 30 countries in some shape or form. The name comes from empanar, which means to bread in Spanish and Portuguese, but some historians argue that true meaning is can I have another. That might not be a historical fact, but we can keep the spirit above when the National Empanada Day comes rolling on April 8th. So this is something similar to puri or kachori in India, which we commonly see. And empanda is a type of fried or bakery pastry with Spanish origins. The name is derived from the Spanish term empamar, which literally translates to unbreaded, meaning coated in bread. The dough or bread used for making empanadas is stuffed with tasty fillings of vegetables and in some cultures, fruit. The dish is also popular in Latin America and Southern European countries, available in both vegetarian and non-vegetarian variants. In Portugal and Spain, empanadas are prepared by cutting a large pie into pieces so that it can be enjoyed on the go. Portuguese and Galician empanada fillings include sardines and other types of seafood, and a sauce prepared from tomatoes and garlic. So instead of going for a non-vegetarian, go for a vegetarian one to reduce your carbon footprint and promote the advocacy of preventing animal cruelty. Today is also commemorated as National Dog Fighting Day in US. Dog Fighting Awareness Day on April 8th has been observed every year since 2014. It's no wonder why dog fighting is banned in the entire country. Yet the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals believes there are still many dog fighting rings out there. So they created this day as part of Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Month in April to spread awareness and encourage people to take action against dog fighting For these competitions, dogs are trained to severely wound or kill their adversary, and it's all too common that losers are abandoned without receiving any medical treatment. Today is also commemorated as National All Is Ours Day in US. On April 8th is a day devoted to appreciating all the things of beauty and nature around us. The day is about all noticing nature and the world about us, from enjoying the beauty of birds in your backyard to visiting the local park. These are the ways you can appreciate Mother Nature, and holiday also teaches us to love, be grateful for all that we possess. You can take this day to share what you have with your friends, families, and even outsiders. There are several ways to observe this day. The first approach is to celebrate this day by reflecting on nature around us. You can stop for a minute and appreciate the beauty of our environment. It can be as simple as a roadside flower or as big as a homegrown garden that you can put your time and sweat into. So, whatever you appreciate on this day, remember that you should not take things in nature for granted. The second approach to celebrating National All Is Ours Day by appreciating anything and everything. You might not have everything in your life, but you would have something in your life that brings joy. This is a day to appreciate those things. There will be some people who brighten our lives. You can take this opportunity and appreciate them as well. The third and final way to celebrate this day is by sharing what we have with others. Some of us might have a lot of things, but many others don't have any. This day, you should share whatever you can with others. Even if you don't have anything significant to share, you can share a simple smile with someone you see on your street. Today is also commemorated as Draw a Bird Day in US, which is celebrated every year on April 8th. This day is not about drawing or artistic skills, but about having fun and sharing drawings of birds. There is no need in being an expert in drawing to celebrate this day. The key is to spread joy and pleasure as everyone shares their drawings, regardless of how they look. It is a movement that originated in the UK in 1940s. You are free to sketch any type of bird. You have the option of drawing a chicken, chaffinch, peacock, penguin, or puffin. You'll be astonished at how many different kinds of birds there are if you do an internet search. Today is also commemorated as Baby Massage Day in US, which is celebrated every year on April 8th. This day spreads awareness about the many benefits of massages for babies, which impact them on physical, psychological, and emotional level. Baby massage helps children to develop body awareness and coordination of movement and also relax and develop a faster sleep-wake cycle. It also strengthens the connections between baby and parent. It allows the parents to make contact with the baby and understand its need to help in relieving stress. Massage therapy is a very good, enjoyable process and it dates back to 3000 BC. It was considered sacred system of natural healing in India. This healing method traveled to China and Southeast Asia in 2700 BC. An ancient Chinese developed a text called the Yellow Emperor's Classic Book of Internal Medicine, which is today considered a staple of massage therapy alternative medicine. By 2500 BC, massage therapy reached Egypt and it is even depicted in tomb paintings. In 1000 BC, it reached Japan where it was called Anma and later Shaistu. This technique was used to regulate and strengthen organs by rebalancing energy levels through stimulation to bring natural resistance to illness. In Greece, between 800 and 700 BC, athletes used massages to condition their bodies before competitions, and doctors applied herbs and oils in combination with massages to treat various conditions. Hippocrates was the first to prescribe a combination of massage, proper diet, excessive fresh air, and music in 500 BC for better health, and popularity of massage therapy rapidly declined until the 17th century in the West, when discoveries in pharmacology and medical technology changed modern medicine. In the early 1800s, Swedish doctor Per Henrik Ling brought massage therapy back to the mainstream by developing Swedish movement cure used to relieve chronic pain in the 19th century. Dutchman Johan George Metzer incorporated techniques into massage that are used today, such as effleurage, petrissage, chapottement, and friction. By the late 1800s, the terms masseur and masseur became popular and the full body massage became a rest cure for melancholy that was popular in ladies' society in the late 1800s. So that sacred system of healing in India, and which is the earliest known medicine to all the humankind on the planet, is Ayurveda. Massage is used in Ayurveda medicine and is passed down generations to heal injuries, relieve pain, and prevent and cure illness. About 85% of the baby's brain develops by the age of 3, and the experience of massage helps in shaping the baby's brain. Baby's massage oil reduces friction and adds a new smells to massage, which offers a multi-sensorial experience. Massage works as a bridge between the body and the world and helps them to interact with the external environment. Massaging a few times a week completely fine, and it needs not be part of daily routine. Researchers suggest that kangaroo care calms babies and they need to cry less. It is a day that focuses on the health of infants. It promotes practices that have a positive impact on infants. Messages help in deepening the connection between parents and babies. It is a day that helps in strengthening bonds. It promotes the good practice of baby massages. Baby massages have an incredibly positive impact on babies. Today is also commemorated as Step into the Spotlight Day in US, which is celebrated every year on April 8th. It commemorates the publication of the book Step into Spotlight, a guide to getting attention, which was published in 2008. This day is sponsored by the author of the book, Swifty. This day encourages people to sharpen their skills, join the limelight, and grow their business. A day to improve oneself to be better at their business and find new innovative ways to market it to the world and garner attention. Humans have always sought to improve themselves and has shifted from survival driven learning during the ancient times to education rooted in antiquity, to the influence of war and military strategy on education, and finally to job skills training and development of individuals in the US emerged during the period of World War II. As the demand for trained workers increased by the expanding wartime economy and technological innovations, the rise of US labor movement also contributed to the growth of employee training and development. During the post-war period, the industry learned to adopt effective training, which was followed during the war. And one of the first widely adopted models for designing training was formed called the Instructional Systems Development ISD model. During the 1980s and 1990s, refinements to the ISD model were made and it started to become used in workplaces, laboratories, and field settings. The use of personal computers and the introduction of computer-based training prompted introduction of computer-based training and rethinking of additional models of employee training in 1990s. The emergence of the internet further supported computer-based training and provided the foundation for today's elaborate e-learning systems. By the mid-1990s, the field of training enjoyed a variety of realistic contexts and it enabled better match between the type of training and capabilities that employees were expected to acquire through training. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form, which has been raised in the form of polls. So see you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link. Take care. Good night. Before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form.